What's up guys, Dylan Sigley here. Do you feel that building a drop servicing business sounds super complicated? Well, what if I told you I started a brand new drop servicing business from scratch and landed my first $12,000 client in just 6 days? So by the end of this video, you're going to understand how I went through that process, know what that process is, and be able to go out there and start a drop servicing business from scratch yourself. Have you ever felt like building a real online business that drives consistent results, freedom, and control? Online business can feel uncertain, confusing, and overwhelming, but what if you had the vision, mindset, and actions to get from A to B and building your online business step by step so you can live a life of freedom, consistency, and control? Before we jump into the video, don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell so that when I release more marketing strategies, tactics, and stories, you'll get notified. And if you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Let's jump into it. So most people overcomplicate building a drop servicing business. They make it super complex, super difficult for themselves, but the reality is it's really a simple process, and there's only a few things that really matter when you are building a business in terms of getting sales. So to prove this, I met up with Kevin in Bucharest, Romania to start a drop servicing business from scratch, and well, we got our first $12,000 client in just 6 days. So it's pretty simple, this process that we went through, and the great thing about this client is they're going to pay us again and again and again because it's a recurring service, essentially meaning that they sign up on a month-by-month basis and they pay monthly to keep that service going over a long period of time. That way we don't need to chase after clients. But here's how we went about the process of building this business from scratch and landing that client in 6 days. So the first step was really choosing a business idea, right? We had to figure out which service we wanted to target with this drop servicing business so that we knew what would be the best. So we did our research, of course. We looked into which services we think would be best, and there are a lot that work really well, but I always recommend going after something recurring. So rather than one-off projects where you need to chase clients month after month, it's much better to get a few clients paying you month after month, and a certain percentage of your clients will stay with you over the long term. So you could have 4 clients paying you $2,500 a month, and you're already making $10,000 with 4 clients. You don't need to worry about going out there and searching for new clients 24/7. So for that reason, we actually decided to go for a Facebook advertising agency for this drop servicing business, and that was really a great idea and allowed us to get results that ended up being recurring, and we didn't really have to do any work on the business after that point. So after choosing Facebook as our drop servicing business, we needed to create an offer. So you need an offer, right, to put out into the market, otherwise you don't have a business. And the way you determine your offer is by looking at what your competitors are charging versus what freelancers are charging, and then you arbitrage that difference. So essentially you're creating an offer around the fact that you're able to provide such a low cost service at a high level of quality versus what your clients are used to in their home country, because we're able to utilize communication technology, we've got the internet, we can access a global workforce. And the great thing about that is it enables us to create a really powerful offer because of that price difference. So we look at all of the competitors that have Facebook agencies. We looked at 5 to figure out which those agencies are, what are they doing, what is the 80% of the system that they're all doing, so we know what is already working, because you never want to build a business based on your idea or what you think would be great. You need to actually look out there in the market at what is working and then base your business model on what is already working, so that you know you're going to go into the market with a model that's already proven by your competitors, and you're simply tweaking that and taking up a new part of the market based on your irresistible offer that you're able to provide. Because using the margin, the difference between the price of your freelancer versus the client, you're able to get a massive amount of value for that client, because the client no longer needs to pay these massive prices to teams in their home country. So essentially you're hiring a freelancer, building a team and a service around that, and then competing with these companies who are charging a lot more to these same clients, and that's how we're able to compete in the market. From there, we needed to build the system so that we had everything we needed to jump into the market. So that means finding the right team, building the website, getting the offer right, and building any systems and sheets to track everything essentially. But just remember, I mean, you only need to build the minimal viable business in the beginning. What's the minimum business that's going to get you the results? And at the end of of the day, that's really just having an offer and putting that offer in front of the right people as much as possible at a high level of volume consistently, and that's what leads to results. I mean, I've seen people with horrible branding or no website, and they've been able to create massive six-figure businesses just because of the fact they have an offer that they put out into the market again and again and again. So now that we had built the system, got the website ready and the offer, it was time to put that offer out into the market. And there's a really simple way you can do that when you're getting started that costs nothing. All you need to do is go on LinkedIn and you just start looking up CEOs in whatever industry, and then you can start looking into who may need your services. So what we would do is look up CEOs of tech companies on LinkedIn and then check whether they were doing any Facebook advertising with the Facebook ads library. If they weren't, then we would give them basically a different offer than if they were. We would obviously mention whether they were doing Facebook ads or not, because the more customized you are with your messaging, the better. It shows you've actually done your homework and you might actually have a good offer for them. So what we would say essentially is that we have a strategy to give them, and then we would send this offer out to them using a simple little email. We'll do everything manually, and using that free process, we're able to generate a lot of leads very quickly, just sending a few hundred emails. Then from there, we jumped on a few calls, and within 5 days, we finally had set up that call with the person who became our client. We jumped on a call with them, we closed them on the call, we sent an invoice via Stripe, and the rest was history. So if this sounds too simple, you're really focusing on the wrong things, because at the end of the day, all you need to do to have an offer that works is put that offer out there as much as possible in front of the right decision makers at these businesses. And the more you do that, the more likely you are to get results. Now, obviously you need to adjust that offer, mix things up and test over and over again, but eventually you will get the results that you're after. And building a drop servicing business really is that simple. So hopefully that clarified things for you around what the minimal viable business is, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.